Hey guys, this is Vishwajit. I am founder at Quico.com. As a lot of you know, Quico is a Rainmatter investee startup and it's an online tax planning, preparation, and filing platform for individuals and small businesses. Since tax filing season is upon us, we get ton of queries on trading Q&A, learn.quico.com, from traders and investors like you asking us a wide variety of questions. We are doing this webinar with Team Zerodha to help simplify taxes for you all. So let's start with a quick tour. I'm here on Quico.com. As soon as you land on Quico.com, you can see that a lot of our focus is on individuals and small businesses. We are a big proponent of do-it-yourself. So Team Quico is focused on creating simple do-it-yourself user interfaces and user experiences. So let's navigate to products. For the scope of this discussion, I'm gonna navigate to income tax. So our income tax product is designed for salaried individuals, investors investing into SIPs, and traders doing intraday derivative trading. So as soon as you land on our income tax product page, you can see there are multiple funnels, right? If you are salaried, you receive Form 16. You can simply upload Form 16 and we programmatically prepare your income tax return. If you are an investor or trader, you can upload your capital gain statement. You can upload your tax P&L statement from broker, or for somebody who is having Zerodha Demat account, you can simply log in into your Zerodha account and Quico will pre-fill all your trades for you. The reason a lot of our customers choose us is because we give a very simple curated user experience, right? Unlike utility, where you have to know income tax act, different sections. When you come onto quico.com, you don't have to know any of those sections. We guide you through every step of the way. So there are simple utilities like we pre-fill your personal details using your PAN. So there are no chances of you getting PAN mismatch. Similarly, you can manage all your family members from a single account. We see a lot of our customers do it for their family members, do it for their friends and colleagues. So there's just one account required. Our focus is on maximizing tax refund for you because it's your hard-earned money. So we don't only passively present you different income tax deduction sections, but we spot those opportunities looking at your data. A simple example is this year, a lot of you have donated into PM CARES Fund. So Quico automatically spots that opportunity and presents it to you so that you can claim deduction under Section 80G. We also verify your refund bank account. A lot of time you do everything right and file your income tax return, but you don't end up getting your refund because either you got your IFSC code incorrect or you got your account number incorrect. So when you punch in your bank account number, we verify your bank account number with bank so that you get your refund in the right place. And at the end, I mean, there's a lot of focus on educating our users because taxes is essentially at the end of the day summary of your financial year. So we don't want you to just file your return, but we want you to understand your finances. If you are like some of our customers who don't want the hassle of filing it themselves, you can also come opt for our CA assisted plans where somebody from Team Quico will essentially plan, prepare, and file your income tax return. So we have a different kind of assisted plans. So do check us out on quico.com/income tax/plans page. So to begin with, let's start from Zerodha Console. So a lot of you having Zerodha account, you are familiar with Console. Console is the reporting platform. So when you land on Zerodha Console, on the homepage, you will see the small banner up top here. So you can start your tax filing journey from here. You can also access quico.com from reports tax P&L section. So you'll see a similar kind of banner here. All right, let's see how you can file your income tax return using Quico. So I'm going to click on this small little banner here, which redirects us to zerodha.quico.com. So zerodha.quico.com is an exclusive microsite we have designed for Zerodha traders. There are different product journeys. If you're salaried, you can upload your Form 16 and file your return. If you have been investing, trading, you can upload your capital gain statement and file your income tax return. Or if you need expert assistance, we also offer expert assisted plans, and there are some exclusive discounts for Zerodha customers. So do check it out. So for purposes of this webinar, we're going to try to DIY file our income tax return. So I'm going to click on Get Started. So as you can see in this neat little GIF, which very clearly explains the process, you're going to log in into a Kite account. Quaco will pre-fill your trades and calculate your P&L on the fly. So let's get started. So I'm going to log in into demo Zerodha account we have and type in my PIN. So as soon as I log in into my Zerodha account, it fetches my profile details. I'll have to type in my PAN and my mobile number. And you can click on Next. So as soon as you click on Next, Quaco will read all your trades from your Kite trading account and compute your tax P&L. So over past 6 months, we have worked very closely with Zerodha team to streamline tax P&L APIs so that we can accurately calculate your tax P&L. So as you can see here, we read all your trades, including your equity delivery trades, your mutual fund investments, your intraday trades, and your derivative trades, which includes futures and options on equities, commodities, cash, etc. Where does this data come from, by the way? So you must all be familiar with Zerodha Tax P&L report. So I have a sample Zerodha Tax P&L report downloaded here. As you are familiar with this report, it contains script-wise data for all different segments, equity, mutual funds, F&O, commodities, currency derivatives, etc., etc. So we use similar kind of trade-wise data that we get from Kite APIs to programmatically prepare your tax P&L. So coming back onto trade summary page, where Quaco adds a lot of value is kind of overlay text treatment data on top of your trading activity, right? So in your tax P&L report, what you see is your long-term and short-term gains and your trading turnovers and profit and loss. But what Quaco additionally provides is what is the tax treatment, right? At what rate you are taxed? What are the due dates? What is the treatment of losses? So you can simply click on the small info widgets and just learn more about treatment of your long-term and short-term capital gains, or even in case of business profession income, what are different income tax slab rates? How is your profit or loss calculated? So you can see all that information overlaid here on top of your trading data. In case you are trading through multiple Demat accounts, or you've been investing in an SIP through an investment platform, you can simply click on Import Tax P&L, where you can use a partnership with a lot of other brokers, or you can upload an Excel Tax P&L statement, and Quaco will read it programmatically for you. So now that we have looked at trade summary, let's click on Review here. So this is the result page, your profile information as per Zerodha. Your P&L summary, we already talked about, your capital gains and your business income. And these are the three most questions most investors, traders have, right? Which income tax return form to file? When is the due date? Especially this year, because of coronavirus, there have been several extensions. So a lot of taxpayers are confused, right? That what are the due dates? And whether tax audit is applicable to you or not. This is again a very common question frequently asked by investor trader community. So in this case, because there are some losses, in order to carry forward losses, it's advisable to get your tax audit done. We are going to talk about tax audit and its applicability in detail in the second half of this video. Let's move on to the second fold here. This is where Quaco gives you two options. Either you can DIY file it yourself. So this is the DIY option. As you can see, we have some great Zerodha discounts. You can also opt for expert assisted filing. We already talked about it. Who should opt for expert assisted filing? If you are, trading through multiple Demat accounts, you have high turnover. If you have invested in alternative investment schemes, right, portfolio management services, where you are unsure about the treatment of your trading activity or investment activity, then I would recommend you to go through a chartered accountant. It's always advisable to go through a chartered accountant in those kind of situations whenever in doubt. If you are a regular trader, investor, trading through your Zerodha account, investing into delivery-based equities or mutual funds through Coin, or you are doing just regular derivative trading, futures and options, then I would strongly recommend the DIY route. All your data is programmatically imported, and it's very easy to DIY file your income tax return. It's also a cheaper option, right? If you scroll down further, there's an option to also request a callback. So if you're not sure which option to choose, leave us a message and somebody from Team Quaco will reach out to you, understand your income situation and recommend you the right plan. All right. So for the purposes of this video, we're gonna DIY file our income tax return. Really excited to show it to you guys. We've been working very hard on it for last 6-9 months with Team Zerodha. Let's get started. I'm going to click on start for free here. And it's a very easy 3-step process, right? So first, your account will be created on Quaco. If you are a new user, if you are an existing user, you'll have to log into your account. Then we'll programmatically prepare your income tax return based on information that we have gathered here. And the final step will be for you to review your income tax return. If you have other income sources, salary, upload your Form 16. If you have, dividend income, savings interest income, you would be able to add it later. So let's go ahead and create our account by clicking on create account here. As you can see, it was a matter of couple of seconds. Your income tax return got prepared. Your data got migrated to Quaco's IT app. Now we can simply navigate to IT app by clicking on review here and finish our e-filing. So folks, let's get started. By clicking on review, you will be redirected to Quaco's IT app. So as you can see, your income tax return is already created. Your taxpayer profile is already set up. And we have also imported your capital gains and business income into your income tax return. So let's directly head to capital gains income. So as some of you may be aware, there are 5 income heads: salary, house property, capital gains, business profession, and income from other sources. So we're going to talk about all 5 income heads in next 5 minutes and help you understand how to report your incomes using Quaco. So let's quickly get started using capital gains. So since you came through Zerodha product journey, we have already imported your capital gains. Down here, you will be able to see your capital gains by different asset classes and different financial instruments, right? So your shares, MFETFs, and bonds, debentures. In this case, we have some long-term capital gains. We also have some losses under long-term. We also have some short-term capital gains. If you scroll down below, you will see all your transactions. So this data came from your Zerodha account. Starting this year, there is additional requirement of reporting trade-wise data in case you have long-term capital gains. In 2008 budget, late Finance Minister Arun Jaitley introduced something called grandfathering scheme. So starting 1st of February 2018, long-term capital gains are now taxable at 10% rate. So we have some great blogs about it that Sakshi has written from Team Quaco. Do check it out. We're gonna put a link below in description. So if you've been doing trading through multiple demat accounts, or you've been investing on another investment platform, you can simply click on import here, and Quico will give you several options. We already looked at Zerodha. We have some other brokers that you can import a text P&L statement from. We have some partnerships with investment platforms. You can also import CAMS and Carvi statement. If none of those options work for you, you can still upload your trading data through templates that Quico provides. So do check it out. For the purposes of this discussion, we're gonna just focus on Zerodha demat account. So let's quickly navigate back to incomes and head to capital gains. So as you can see here, apart from securities capital gains, there are other types of capital gains as well. If you have sold a house property or ancestral land, you may have capital gains from house property. You also have capital gains arising from sale of other assets. A lot of you might end up seeing when you import through Zerodha, you'll see some other capital gains. So don't be confused. Your debt, ETF, and mutual funds, also your foreign equities, if you have any, they get reported as other capital gains because STT is not paid, right? So you would see some other capital gains in those kind of situations. So let's quickly go back here on securities capital gains and click on view matrix. So view matrix is a great way to understand different tax brackets. Capital gains is considered special rate income. So you can see all those special rates mentioned here. Short term 15, 30% slab rate, and long term is 10 and 20%. So you'll see the set of treatment of your long term and short term capital gains and losses here. So do make sure you check out the capital gains matrix. Now let's quickly navigate to business income. Now, a lot of traders get confused. Why do they have to report business income? So for your knowledge, if you've done intraday trading, right, where you haven't taken delivery of underlying financial instrument, then it's considered speculative business income. Quico automatically imports your intraday trading activity, your turnover, profits, and losses, and reports it as a speculative business income. Also, if you've been doing derivative trading like futures and options, then that gets reported as a non-speculative business income. So as you can see here, we have imported both speculative and non-speculative business income. So let's quickly take a look at your business profession income. So like you can see here, we've already created your Zerodha trading account. Let's quickly look through all the information that we have imported for you here. So click on income details. We already talked about your non-speculative and speculative business income. So you can see the summary of it here. You can also, by clicking on manage here, you can go add any other income you may have from business profession. Let's say you are running a small consultancy business, or you're a designer, tech consultant. You can add all those business incomes here. Expenses. So the great part about this integration is Quico programmatically imports all your trading related expenses, right? So you don't have to worry about claiming your expenses. Expenses is a great way to reduce your taxable income and hence bring down your tax liability. So we import all your taxes, right? For example, if you've been doing trading, then there's some STT, security transaction tax. You may be paying some stamp duty, GST, etc. So we have already imported all those expenses here, as you can see. And we've also imported transfer expenses, right? So charges that are levied by exchanges, broker charges, clearing houses charges. So that's all been taken care of. Now we often get this question, whether I can claim any additional expenses apart from what Quico imported. Absolutely, right? So since your income your trading activity gets reported as business profession income, any expenses related to your trading activity can be claimed as a deduction here. So for instance, you have bought a laptop to perform your trading activity. You pay mobile phone bills. You have set up a small home office where you have bought some furniture. A lot of people we see have bought subscriptions to online coursework, right? So you can claim all of those expenses by manually adding those expenses here. Let's navigate to P&L. Now this is the most confusing part for a lot of taxpayers, right? We are not all chartered accountants or tax professionals. Some of these jargons are could be a little scary for some of us, right? But that is where Quico outshines. What we do is we programmatically prepare your financial statements, so you don't have to worry about what profit and loss statement is or what a balance sheet is, right? So as you can see here, we've already prepared your profit and loss statement. So on the left hand side, you'll see summary of all your expenses, including your losses. On right hand side, you will see all your incomes, right? And then down here, you will see your either net losses or net profits. Another financial statement that confuses a lot of people is balance sheet, right? So balance sheet is essentially what does your business own versus owes, right? So as you can see here, Quico again has programmatically prepared your balance sheet. Right now we do it using your balance with broker. In this case, it's zero, right? So we have fetched your fund statement as of 31st March of the financial year. If you have any other assets and liabilities, of course, you need to go and add it here. But this kind of sets you up. This helps you understand. This sets the foundation for you to understand what a balance sheet is and what kind of liabilities and assets do you need to report. So let's take a look at your assets and liabilities quickly here. So you click on your assets. So we've already imported your balance with broker. If you trade through multiple Demat accounts, make sure you aggregate your balance with broker, right? So in most cases with investors, traders, we see bank balance and balance with broker as two primary sources of assets. In case of liability, invariably it's a capital that you as a proprietor have brought in to do the trading activity. So 90% of the times we see traders reporting it as proprietor's capital, right? In case you have borrowed that money from friends and family, or you have taken it from a loan from financial institution, please make sure to report it accurately. Let's quickly take a look at other income heads. I mean, a lot of time trading or investing is not your primary activity. You might be salaried. You might be running a small business. So let's quickly head to salary income. So Quico provides a very easy way to report your salary income. You receive something called Form 16 from your employer. Form 16 is nothing but a TDS certificate. My colleague Anushka has done a very nice webinar on filing income tax return for salaried individuals. You'll find a link below in the description. So for completeness, let's just quickly go and upload Form 16. So I have a Form 16 here that I'm going to use. So you can simply drag and drop a valid Form 16 PDF file issued by your employer, and Quico will programmatically read it. So Form 16 has two parts. Part A is essentially your TDS credits, and Part B is a breakdown of your salary income. So as you can see, we have imported your employer details, and down here there is a breakdown of your salary income, including Chapter 6A deductions and any tax credits that you may have. So let's click on continue to e-filing, and Quico automatically prepares your salary income, right? As you can see, your taxable salary is reported here. You also get deduction, a standard deduction of 50,000 rupees. You don't have to claim it. Quico automatically accounts for it for you. So folks, that's salary income. Let's also, last but not the least, income from other sources. A lot of people have a savings account and they are earning savings interest. You have FD interest that you receive, or if you are an investor in equity markets or mutual funds, then you must be receiving dividends, right? So all of that gets reported as income from other sources. So don't forget to report some of those discretionary incomes. We invariably see people getting notices because dividend income or savings interest income is reported in your Form 26A as there is a TDS deducted, and you should not forget to report it in your income tax return as well. All right, now that we have looked through all 5 income heads, let's quickly skim through all the other navigation items. So tax breaks is all your Chapter 6A deductions. Since we uploaded Form 16, All our Chapter 6A deductions are already accounted for. Taxes paid is essentially all your tax credits. So any TDS deducted at source, like from salary. As you can see, we have already imported your TDS from your Form 16. If you have paid any advance tax or self-assessment tax, that you should add under taxes paid by you. I have already added my bank account here. It's marked as primary. So that means if I have refund, then it will get deposited in my primary bank account. You can also add foreign bank accounts, any other bank accounts, domestic bank accounts that you may have. Let's go to additional details. So there are a lot of details that are optional, right? It depends on your specific situation. So those details are they fall into additional details. For example, brought forward losses, and in a later conversation with Sakshi, we're going to talk about treatment of brought forward losses. So right now, I'm just going to quickly pass through it. So brought forward losses is previous year's losses that you wish to set off against any eligible income this year. Director shareholder details. If you are a director or a subscriber in an unlisted company, then you need to disclose those details going forward. We already talked about assets and liabilities for your business. If you are revising your income tax return, you can simply come here and add those details. In a moment, we're going to talk about tax audit and how does Quidco help you determine whether tax audit is applicable or not. So let's quickly go to the review section. So now that we have prepared most of our income tax return, we can quickly go through all that information. So as soon as you go on review, you get an option to download a full Excel report. For your reference, I have already downloaded an Excel report. So it contains all the information that you have furnished in your income tax return, starting from your personal information to all the income sources, all the Chapter 6A deductions, any tax credits that we added, also has all your assets and liabilities, so forth, so on. So make sure you download the report and keep it for your future references. So first up is loss summary. So you could, just like incomes, you could have incurred losses, and Quidco takes care of all your losses. So as you can see on loss summary, you have your current year losses adjusted. That means any losses that you have incurred in the financial year, and those that were adjusted against other income heads. So let's quickly go look at our current year loss adjusted, right? So remember, we had incurred some losses in non-speculative business, which is essentially futures and options. So those futures and options losses got settled or set off against both short-term capital gains at 15% and long-term capital gains at 10%. So that reduces your taxable income, as you can see in the rightmost column here. That also reduces your current year losses once the set off is done. If we go to brought forward losses, in this case, since I haven't added any brought forward losses, there aren't any, but you could easily add losses brought from previous years to reduce your taxable income. Let's move on to interest and penalty. A lot of folks are unaware that there are interest and penalties associated to either a deferment of your tax liabilities or late filing of your income tax return. So for instance, you have section 234 ABC, which is either deferment of advance tax or deferment of self-assessment tax. You also have section 234F, which is a penalty for late filing of your income tax return. So you can quickly see what are the different penalties here. So folks, make sure you file your income tax return on time. Make sure you know what your due dates are depending on your income situation. If in case you have any questions, you can give us a shout on Trading Q&A or write to us on our social media handles. Let's go to tax audit. Now, this is the most discussed, debated aspect of income tax returns, right? Especially when you are doing trading activity. Every other person you go to, you get a different answer, right? So what we here at Quidco do is we try to present the facts and let you choose whether you want to get your books of accounts audited or not. The whole purpose of tax audit is to get a third party to independently verify the information, income sources that you have reported in your income tax return, right? So in this case, the third party usually is a certified chartered accountant. So in this case, since we have incurred losses and we intend to carry forward those losses, Quaco's engine recommends audit is applicable. Now, how do we do that, right? So down here, we have also communicated our methodology. We get a lot of questions saying, hey, you guys are recommending audit while the other platform is not. Right, we recommend the tax audit. The end decision is up to the taxpayer. You can choose to opt in or opt out of tax audit depending on your specific situation, right? A lot of time what we see is traders, investors having a low volume of turnover and nominal losses. Assessing officers are more receptive if they don't file the tax audit report. But as you can see here, there are 5 different slabs. We're going to talk about tax audit report in the later section with Sakshi, who is our in-house chartered accountant. So you can walk through the methodology and see how exactly Quaco recommended tax audit in your particular situation. So let's next go to tax computation. So now tax computation is essentially a summary of your entire income tax return, right? All your income heads are accounted for. Your loss treatment, right? Your current year losses are adjusted, your brought forward losses are adjusted, any carry forward losses remaining after loss adjustments. Essentially, you have your gross total income, right? Chapter 60 deductions we already talked about. So you deduct your Chapter 60 deductions from your gross total income and you get your total taxable income. So you will now see tax computation on this total taxable income, which includes tax payable at normal rate income, so salary income, business profession, other income sources, house property incomes. These are all normal rate incomes, while something like capital gains, be it short term or long term, are considered special rate incomes because they are not taxed at slab rate. If you are aware of slabs. If your income is less than 5 lakh rupees for financial year 1920, there is a tax rebate. So we'll also calculate a rebate for you. Surcharge, health, education, cess. So I think at the end of it, the most important part is it will tell you whether you are receiving a refund or there are any outstanding liabilities. If there are any outstanding liabilities, Quaco will also prompt you to pay something called self-assessment tax using e-tax payment website. All right, so now we have reviewed our income tax return. One last step left, which is to e-file our income tax return. So let's click on e-file here. So as you can see, we verify your income tax return, all your data, including your personal information and all the information that we have entered so far. Against rules prescribed by income tax department. We do this so that you don't get notice or you don't get a defective return. Your return gets processed successfully by income tax department. So in this case, like as you can see, Quaco prompted me two issues with my income tax return. So I'm going to click on review. All right, here we go. So because we came through Zerodha journey, there was certain data that we did not have, so we'll have to go and enter that data. So for Aadhaar, I'm just going to put in dummy Aadhaar for now. But some great things where Quaco really kind of outshines all the other platforms is there's nitty-gritty integrations, right? So for instance, as soon as you enter your Aadhaar, we verify whether your Aadhaar is linked to your PAN, right? So in this case, not only we are telling you that there is an invalid Aadhaar, but we are also will also prompt you that your Aadhaar is not linked to your PAN. And as some of you may be aware that it's compulsory to link your PAN with your Aadhaar before you file your income tax return. Otherwise, you will get a defective return notice. So Quaco blocks you along the way on these kind of issues. So let's quickly save this. All right, let's fix all the other issues. Date of birth, So I'm going to use residential status. You have to determine what your residential status is based on income tax rules. So we have a nice calculator here that you can go and answer some very simple questions, and will determine what your residential status should be. So for your information, 3 residential statuses are resident, non-resident, and not ordinarily resident. Now that we have all personal information related issues taken care of, it's recommending us to review our tax audit details, right? So let's click on review here. So folks, this is what I was talking about, right? So while we recommend whether whether tax audit is applicable to you or not, we do give you a choice as an end user, as a taxpayer, whether you want to opt in or opt out. If you choose to opt in, we'll give you will ask you for additional details like auditor details, audit report details, so forth, so on. If you decide to opt out, then you can file your income tax return without those details. So for purposes of this particular discussion, I'm simply going to opt out. In this case, we have nominal losses and my trading turnover is not very high. So I'm going to opt out of the audit report by clicking on opt out here, and then I can simply click on review again, where it's going to run through all the validation rules. Now that we have fixed all the issues, we should be able to proceed to e-file. So great. Like I said, everything looks good now. Quico verified all your information. You can proceed to e-file. So one very important thing we have done this year is introduction of Plus Plan. So a lot of customers have questions along the way as they're preparing and filing the income tax return, right? They still want to do it themselves and they don't want to delegate it to an expert. So what what you can do is simply upgrade to Plus Plan. So you can do it from multiple places while you're using Quico. So let's see what Quico recommends to us. So it automatically applied zero the coupon for me. So here is the Plus Plan. It already has selected Plus Plan based on my income situation. As you can see, Plus Plan is essentially a tax expert will get on a Google Meet call with you and help you file your income tax return. Do check it out. I mean, it's a great way to learn about your income tax return, how your data gets reported, and you can ask any typical questions that you may have to the expert while you are on Google Meet call with them. So for now, we're gonna say no thanks and go e-file our income tax return. So this is the order summary page. Now that we have all our data is valid, we have decided to go with the basic plan. You can, as you can see here, let's see. As you can see, we have automatically applied zero the coupon since you came through zero the console. You can simply go and place order. Just like any other e-commerce platform, you can use multiple payment methods to make the payment. So I'm going to place an order and I'm going to see you on the other side. That's it, friends. Happy to see you on the other side of the payment wall. So I've just made the payment and my order is confirmed by Quico. As you can see, I get a message saying thank you for filing with Quico. Most importantly, I get my acknowledgement number instantaneously here. As you can see, the last 6 digits of my acknowledgement number is essentially today's date. There's a summary of my income tax return. I file ITR 3 form. It's an original return, and the status is e-file. On the right hand side here, there's a payment information. Down here, there's an option to download the full report. We have already looked at it. There's tax summary here. So my total income, total tax liability, total taxes paid. Since there are no outstanding liability, the tax refund is zero. Most importantly, guys, a lot of people think filing income tax return is end of it, which it is not, right? So once you file your income tax return, you need to e-verify your income tax return. So pay attention to this what's next section. There's a great article that Team Queco has written that explains all the different ways you can e-verify your income tax return. Um, up until few years ago, you had to physically sign and mail it to CPC Bangalore. Income tax department is making strides where they are digitizing a lot of this workflows. So fortunately, now we can e-verify an income tax return using either simple Aadhaar OTP, or you can also e-verify it by logging into your net banking. A lot of banks have now integrations with income tax department. So make sure you read the article. I'm going to put the link in the description below. Let's go back here. Queco also has a lot of nice tools that you could use to track your income tax return status or to track your income tax refund. So make sure you check out tools.queco.com where we have ton of great tools that you can explore. That's it, folks. That's how easy it is to file your income tax return using Queco. Over next few minutes, we're going to talk to Team Queco. Some of them are content writers who write ton of great content on trading Q&A, Quora, learn.queco.com. Some of them are chartered accountants who have helped us build this product and are always eager to answer customer queries. So really looking forward to it. All right, so in this part, we're going to talk to Sakshi. Sakshi is a lead chartered accountant at Queco. She writes ton of answers on Quora. She has more than 1 million views on Quora. She's very active on trading Q&A. Sakshi specifically focuses on pain points related to investors and traders. So who better to talk to than Sakshi? So Sakshi, we have shortlisted 5 most commonly asked questions and help us understand it in layman's terms. All right. So first question that we get asked very frequently is, which ITR form should I file? Because a lot of their income situation changes year over year, and they need to file different income tax returns based on their income situation. So can you help us understand?
So there are 4 simple ITR forms for individuals. ITR 1 is for salaried individuals. ITR 2 is for investment income. So if you have traded into equity delivery trading and you have short-term and long-term capital gains, you need to file ITR 2. ITR 3 is for income from business or profession. So if you've traded into equity intraday or futures and options, you need to file ITR 3. Also, if you have income from any professional income, in that case also you need to file ITR 3.
So a lot of our trader friends are also tech consultants, designers, run small businesses. So that also should be reported as in ITR 3, right? As
Yes.
business profession income.
Yes, it is a professional income.
Okay.
Next form is ITR 4. So that is for presumptive taxation income. So when you want to when you don't want to maintain your books of accounts, and in that case you get an option to report 6% or 8% of your turnover as your presumptive income, and in case of profession 50% or more of your gross receipts as a professional income. So that is ITR 4.
So you were saying traders can also file ITR 4, because we get this question very frequently.
Yes, traders can file ITR 4. It's just that the trading turnover should be less than or equal to 2 crores. However, there is a catch. They'll not be able to claim any expenses or carry forward any trading losses.
There's always a catch with income tax, right?
Yeah.
So second question I have here is around tax audit. A lot of investors, traders, including myself, we are confused about rules around tax audit. When does it become applicable? Because every time you ask a new person, a new tax professional, you get a different answer. So can you simplify it for our audiences?
Sure. So tax audit is applicable as per section 44AB of the Income Tax Act. And it gets applicable if your turnover is crossing a certain threshold, or if you've incurred losses or the profits are less than 6% of your turnover.
Can you be a little more specific?
Sure. So there are 5 slabs. If the trading turnover is up to 1 crore, tax audit is applicable if you've incurred losses or the profits are less than 6% of turnover. When the trading turnover is between 1 crore to 2 crore, tax audit is applicable if there are losses or the profits are less than 6% of turnover. It also gets applicable if the cash payments and cash receipts are more than 5%. If the trading turnover is between 2 crore to 5 crore, it is surprising that in case of losses, tax audit is not applicable. However, it still is applicable if your cash payments and cash receipts are more than 5%. And if the trading turnover is more than 5 crore, tax audit is applicable irrespective of the amount of profit or losses.
All right. So I have Sakshi has written this great article about tax audit under Section 44 AB. So I'm going to put a link in description below. Go check it out. So Sakshi, we get a lot of traders who are just starting to trade, right, with a very small corpus, and tax audit can sometimes be overwhelming, right? They might have a very small amount of profits or losses. Do they still need to get their books of accounts audited?
In case of losses, tax audit is always recommended. However, in practice, we have seen that the assessing officers are quite considerate in a lot of cases, and they still they still process the returns even if tax audit is not done.
Okay, fantastic. That really helps. So next few questions are around losses. Can you help us understand treatment of losses from trading activity?
Sure. So during the course of financial year, you may have incurred losses from trading activity. I'll help you understand the rules for setting off those losses and carry forward of those losses. So if you have losses from capital gains, losses from equity delivery trading, those capital losses can be set off against capital gains. For an instance, if you have long-term capital loss, it can be set off against long-term capital gains. And if you have a short-term capital loss, it can be set off against both short-term capital gains and long-term capital gains. If you have losses from equity intraday trading, it's a speculative business loss. It can be set off only against speculative business income. Whereas if you have losses from futures and options, in that case, you can set it off against any income except salary income.
All right. So we oftentimes get confused between carry forward losses and brought forward losses. Can you help us understand what does carry forward loss mean?
So any loss that is remaining after setting it off against other incomes is your carry forward loss. You can carry forward your remaining loss for 8 financial years, but in case of intraday losses, you can carry forward it only for 4 years.
Okay, gotcha. So how about brought forward losses? Do I have to bring forward my losses every year?
No. You need to bring forward the loss only if you have an eligible income against which you can set it off.
All right, fantastic. So last but not the least, why is everyone talking about Section 112A? What's this new requirement to report trade-wise data?
So in Budget 2018, the late Finance Minister Shri Arun Jaitley had introduced 10% tax on long-term capital gains for all securities on which STT was paid. Earlier, this was a tax-free income, and so to provide relief to all the existing investors, he also introduced the grandfathering scheme. Using the grandfathering scheme, the long-term capital gains can be calculated using FMV, that is fair market value. For the income tax department to accurately calculate the data of your long-term capital gains, you need to report trade-wise information with details of ISIN, buy value, buy price, sale value, sale price, and FMV of the security. Also, recently they have clarified that the trade-wise information is not required to be reported in case of equity intraday trading and short-term capital gains. It is only required in case of long-term capital gains.
All right, super. So I think, Sakshi, those were some very commonly asked questions. Thank you very much for clarifying it for all of us. How can somebody reach out to you if they have questions?
So you can always ask us questions on Quora and Trading Q&A and tag Quicko. We'll be available for all the help.
All right, super. Thank you very much, Sakshi. Thank you. So next up, I have Nireka here with me. Nireka makes sure customers succeed on our platform. So Nireka, how do you do it?
So we do multiple things. We are always available on Trading Q&A to answer questions of investors and traders like you. We have a lot of YouTube videos, for example, webinars like these. We have ton of content on Learn, blog, and newsletter. And we are also available on all social media platforms, for example, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc.
All right. So, Nireka, you mentioned Trading Q&A. Do you think Trading Q&A is the best way to reach out to Quicko?
Absolutely. So Zero the community loves trading Q&A, and we are always there to answer questions of investors and traders like you. By far, we've answered 280 questions with 15,000 views. We've also set up this trading Q&A thread for this particular tax season. So in case you have any other questions, you can simply give us a shout on trading Q&A.
So where can traders and investors go to learn more about topics like tax loss harvesting, advanced tax, and tax audit?
Of course, Zero the Varsity has ton of great content. We also
Right.
have something called learn.quicker.com where we deep dive into topics like these. We have across 1,000 articles there. In case there are any updates from the income tax department, we write a ton of blogs on blog.quicker.com, so you can visit us there.
Where can customers reach out to Queco if they are stuck while using our product?
Okay, so if you're stuck when you are using Quico, we have AnswerBot which will help you through the process. Or else you can upgrade to a plus plan where one of our tax experts can get on a Google Meet with you and show you throughout the process and help you file your income tax return. Apart from that, you can simply write to us on help@quico.com or ping us on Twitter.
That's great, Nireka. That really helped. Now that you all know how to reach out to Queco, feel free to write us a question on trading Q&A or ping us on help@quico.com or drop us a message on Twitter. So now that you know how to file your income tax return using Queco, I hope to see you all this tax season. We have some great Zero the discounts. The details of the same you're going to find in description below. See you this tax season. Thank you.